Good morning, and for some of you, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us this morning for our webinar. Today we're going to be talking about 3 ways that you can take your PPC advertising to the next level. My name is Karen Willoughby. I am the Senior Account Executive for the Vision brand here at iMatrix. And we also will have Bonnie Freeland joining us in just a few moments. Bonnie is one of our senior internet consultants also in the Vision brand here at iMatrix. During the webinar, you can ask questions. There's a question box, I believe, to the right of your screen. And please let me know if you have any questions during the presentation. Just let you know this presentation will also be recorded, and you'll be able to view it later. We will have a question and answer portion at the end of the webinar so that we can answer any questions or concerns that you may have on the topics that we're discussing. So give me one moment. It looks like I just had a little glitch with our presentation. While I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our company. Here at iMatrix, we have actually been in business about 15 years. And in that 15 years, we now have over 10,000 clients. So of those clients, I would say about 12% or 1,200 are vision care specific. And we actually have an entire department dedicated to the vision industry. I was one of the earlier vision care internet consultants. I joined this team about 2 years ago. The vision care team is now only about 3 years, and Bonnie has also been with us close to 2 years as well. When we started this brand, our main goal was to focus on growing the vision care industry, and in regards specifically to your web marketing or to marketing our clients to the patients that you're looking to see. And one of the things that we have noticed there was a big problem with, or a big complaint from potential clients, was patients were coming into the practice, they were getting their prescriptions filled, but they weren't necessarily, or they were getting their prescriptions written, but they weren't necessarily filling them there in the practice. So we actually formulated a few plans to help retain those sales in-house. And one of the most effective ways to ensure that you are retaining sales in-house, as well as connecting with more of your ideal patients, has been with PPC advertising. As a company, we, like I said, have been in business 15 years. We have a 94% retention rate, and we are Google AdWords certified partners. We're also Better Business Bureau accredited. So today, some things we're going to be covering are what is paid advertising, or what is PPC. We're going to cover the importance of call-only campaigns, and we're going to talk about the evolution of natural language in regards to the search engine results page. We'll also talk about mobile-specific copy and building brand trust. Once again, if you have any questions as we move along, please feel free to ask them in that box, and we will have a question and answer portion at the end of the webinar. So I'm not quite sure why this screen is not showing, so I will be getting that fixed for you. As soon as I can, but I think we'll be able to move through this information without it by going through examples. So what is paid advertising? So paid advertising is essentially the Google AdWords portion of a search engine results page. It's not just Google AdWords though. You can use paid advertising in many different outlets, but Google AdWords is typically going to be the it's going to bring you the highest return on investment out of any other PPC that I have seen. So paid advertising is essentially what it sounds like, pay-per-click advertising, meaning this: you will invest a small portion of a budget, or you'll set aside a budget and you'll invest in keywords, terms, or phrases, meaning you'll essentially bid on certain words and phrases from that budget. So for example, if I was to bid on the word dry eye and I was to say, okay, I'm willing to spend 50 cents per click on the word dry eye, and here I have this budget of $100. I'm then paying for each click on the results or on the ads that are shown as a result of that search. So I'm paying for each click made from that budget that I have set aside. Now, with ads, you're essentially, one thing I like to think about is you're renting traffic through these online ads. When we say renting traffic, what that means is you're sending direct traffic to your website through ads that are always going to show on the top placement. Now with SEO, it can take time, and SEO results will vary based on the algorithms that are being used to index you. However, with advertising or PPC, it's one of the only ways that you can guarantee top page or first page placement on the results page. Now, when we're talking about PPC, one of the things to keep in mind are Google AdWords is largely considered the most popular paid search platform used by marketers, followed by Bing ads. Search engine marketing or paid channel marketing or PPC, these terms are all used interchangingly to essentially describe the same concept. Like I said, it's purchased or rented traffic through those online ads. When you're looking at PPC, mobile PPC mobile searches are where you're going to have the biggest result from PPC. 61% of smartphone owners perform searches from their device every single day. In fact, consumers are now spending over 15 hours per week researching from their smartphone. Think about it. How often are you sitting in your waiting room, or you're sitting at your desk taking a small break from the computer and you pull up your phone to do a quick search? Or let's say you're out and about, you're getting ready to leave a store and you're looking for a restaurant, or you're looking for maybe an eye care provider while you're running errands in town, and you pull up your phone to do that search. How often do you use your phone to search? Like I said, most users are doing about 15 hours per week researching information on their smartphone. AdWords mobile PPC ads are actually your ticket to appearing in front of people who are already on the go, looking for information and often showing great intent to make a purchase. For example, I did a search here for best eye doctor in San Diego. As someone who's doing that search for best eye doctor in San Diego, I am typically going to be more likely to make an appointment or make a purchase based on this search. Why? Because I'm searching with the intent of looking for that doctor at this time, meaning typically going to act more quickly than somebody who is finding you in the phone book or maybe asking around. I'm probably going to need that appointment today or tomorrow or sometime in the next week or so. And that's the value of PPC marketing or mobile marketing, mobile results for PPC. So with that being said, some mobile strategies that you can focus on are call-only campaigns. Recent studies suggest that conversion rates are typically higher when a click-to-call feature was added to a campaign. So for example, I did a search here for best eye doctor in San Diego. One of the results I see right here says free online exam booking. If you look, this ad does not have a number to call. Now, if this ad did have a number to call, how likely do you think it would be that somebody would want to book their appointment through the call? Now, there is the opportunity here to book online through this free booking. However, if we go to an example website that I'm going to pull up, so if you look here, you see this call function right here. On a smartphone, this button actually will be a click-to-call button. So if we were doing the search mobilely, we'd be able to make a phone call from the site. Now, the point of a landing page when you are using PPC, or a page that you're sent directly to from an advertisement is to mimic your website. Therefore, you should have a click-to-call function on your website, and I would suggest doing it on your ad copy as well if you were my client. Now, so moving forward and talking about natural language. So we talked about the searches, we talked about mobile searching. When you are searching mobilely, one of the fastest ways that people are using their smartphones to search are by going into something like Siri or Katana and saying, hey, Siri, who's the best eye doctor in San Diego? Or, who's the best dry eye specialist in Conway, South Carolina? That's an example that we're going to use here. My Siri actually pulled up while I was doing that. With those searches, or with using that natural language, we know that 55% of teens and 41% of adults use that voice search that I just described on a daily basis. The number of users adopting voice search is only increasing, and the technology for understanding humans is advancing as well. Google's actually developed a new algorithm that's based on a version of artificial intelligence that was developed at Google and has been implemented in the past probably year and a half to rank and index your website. So think about it. We just did a search for who is the best dry eye specialist in Conway, South Carolina. If we were to speak this to our phone, speak this to our mobile device, this is what it would look like. So the idea of using natural language to invest in PPC ads is investing in long-tail keywords or long-tail phrases. A long-tail keyword is a sequence of search words that's 3 words or longer that are going to trigger results. So for example, who is the best dry eye specialist in Conway, South Carolina, actually trigger the result for chronic dry eye doctors and clear eyes. The reason that we're going to see these results here, because we should be seeing results based on our physical location, are because these are both national campaigns. Now, if we go to a local search, you actually see examples here in San Diego. We have Eye Styles, we have Carlsbad Eye Care, we have TVC Eyes. These are all eye doctors that are local to the search that we just performed. And if you notice something else, you're going to see these stars. We're going to talk about those in just a moment. Now, when you are looking at someone who's doing a search using their smartphone and also using that natural language, phrases like where is or when is this place open are actually a lot more further along in the decision-making process than people who search what or who. So for example, someone who is searching for best eye doctor in San Diego, so where is this eye doctor, who is this eye doctor, is actually more, is further along in the search than just searching for optometry or eye doctor San Diego. Now, you can use this idea or this type of natural language to target your PPC ads to people who are searching for immediate service. As I mentioned earlier, those call-only campaigns, focusing on having clear calls to action is actually going to help increase the likelihood that patients will make a decision or move forward sooner rather than later. So the next thing I want to bring up is mobile-specific ad copy, or to follow up with the mobile-specific PPC strategies, mobile-specific ad copy. So when creating your ads, include mobile-specific wording. This can actually add credibility to your business and communicates to searchers that you can expect a good mobile experience on your site. So for example, we saw that this doctor here, I said we'd come back to this, has free online exam booking. If we were actually to go to this landing page, what you're going to see is that this eye doctor gives you the ability to book an exam here and actually features a few other things that we're going to touch on in just a moment. So giving those clear calls to action and including mobile-specific wording, this is going to be very important to adding not only credibility to your searchers, to your business, it's also going to communicate to your searchers that they can experience booking on your website. This is true for mobile sites as well. We have checked this site, it is mobile. So another thing you can do in this ad copy is to highlight immediacy. So speed and convenience are the main drivers of mobile search. So you want to respond to that with wording that conveys immediacy. So if we go back to this search, you're going to see we're open on Saturdays and Sundays. That's for someone who's maybe wanting to make an appointment and they're a little weary because it's maybe the weekend. Right here, call today. Words like book now, appointments available immediately, same day service, things like that are going to create a feeling of immediacy and make your patients know that you are available to them to make an appointment, because like we said, speed and convenience are the main drivers of a mobile search. So other things you want to keep in mind when you are working on creating your mobile specific ad copy, you want to be brief and legible. So you want to have, like I said, clear call to action. You want them to be time specific, and you want them to be quick and brief. So we're the best. We're here for personal service for your needs. We're here for you. Make an appointment today. Those things, kind of get to the point without wasting a lot of your budget on more words. And then going back to that clear call to action, things like buy now, shop now, call today, call now, make an appointment today. These are all going to be very important for creating speed and urgency when we are talking about your mobile ad copy. So Bonnie's going to talk about building brand trust now. So when you're looking at the ad section, one of the biggest things is you have to focus on why people are searching, not what they're searching for. For instance, if I'm typing in for who's the best dry eye specialist in Conway, South Carolina, what I'm searching for is the best eye doctor. And why am I going there? Because I'm looking for the best person that's going to help treat me for the exact needs I'm looking for. So when you're looking at, for instance, these ads, what you really want to do is really provide not only the ad, but that credibility behind it. So going back to that, for instance, eye doctor in San Diego, you'll notice on the first one, not only do they have a description on there about the services they're providing, but along with that, below they have their reviews on there, 4.2 stars out of 5. That now is not only giving them that credibility, but along with that, keep in mind that 90% of people check reviews before they walk into a business or practice. So now not only am I looking for your specialty, but now you're also giving me that next step and really giving me that reassurance on your practice by providing with those reviews. And then once again, something that Karen mentioned earlier were those specialized landing pages. So now I'm typing in, dry eyes or optometrist, and I click on your ad, bringing me to a landing page that's going to reiterate the information and kind of give me a better idea of what your practice entails. Like for instance, you're looking at this one right here, clear call to actions, ways to get patients to request appointments right away. They have their reviews on there, when they're open, really giving that patient the general idea of what it's like in the practice, kind of hitting all those main points. And along with that, putting clear call to actions on there that now I'm walking in. I was searching for you in a buying state of mind. And then from there, having those clear call to actions that once I'm finding you, that I can request an appointment and see you right away. Pulling up an example right here, kind of what a good landing page example looks like. Hold on one second. So you'll notice on here, you look here, the AdWords landing page. So this example is about now someone clicks on your ad and brings them to a specialized landing page where right there showing you their reviews. Along with that, you scroll down a little bit, there's going to be some more information about your specialty. You have your big funnel up there, where to visit you, directions to the practice, and along with that, even more going down, just constant patient review, reiterating to this patient that you are the specialist and giving them that reassurance that they're going to the right doctor. So now I'm going to pass it back to Karen to kind of finish a few things up. So also looking at this, you'll notice, like Bonnie mentioned, those calls to action are clear and they're abundant. So you'll see a call to action. You'll also see a call to action next to a review. That's not by any coincidence. You actually want a patient who's looking and seeing, okay, here's a testimonial. This doctor is the best doctor here, the best choice that I have. I'm ready to make an appointment. I want to read more about the services. Once I've clicked that and taken to a portion of the website where maybe I read more about services, and then can make an appointment from that portion as well. So if we actually open that, you'll see what I'm talking about here. We're taken to the eye exams portion. Here's some more information. What's that? It's the appointment button again. So going back to this landing page, next to the reviews, like we said, the maps, how to get here. That's just touching back to patients who are searching mobilely, and patients who are searching or clicking those ads in general. They're more likely to make an appointment or want to know where you are so that they can make an appointment at this point. So at this point in the webinar, what we'd like to do is we'd actually like to open the floor up for questions. So if you have any questions about some things that you could do to take your PPC advertising to the next level, or if you would like some more information, please go ahead and type it into that box on your webinar widget. So one question that we were just asked is how much should I put aside, or what type of budget should I put aside for my ads? So your budget is really going to have a lot of dependency on your market, on your area, and on your clientele as well as the return that you'd like to see. One thing we'd like to do is I'd like to talk to you more in depth about a formula that you can use to determine your ad budget. There's several factors, like I said. So some things you want to keep in mind are your cost per patient, or the revenue you'd like to see per patient. You want to keep in mind your goals. You want to keep in mind your advertising budget as a whole. But if you were to give us a call, or if we can speak with you more in depth, I can actually sit down with you and come up with a clear formula and give you an actual number for your budget. But what we do start most of our clients out with is about $300, because we have found that in most markets that has enough impact to get you started and give you a good boost. And not only with that, it's making sure that you have the right marketing strategy, because it's not always going after key terms like optometrist and eye doctor, but a lot of times what we've noticed is a lot of times patients are searching for symptoms that they may be having in regards to your services, but they may just not know to go to you. So that right there can actually help that your budget can go a lot longer if we're going after the right key terms. So at this point, are there any other questions that we could answer for you? So we actually have a question. It looks like somebody that was in our webinar last week, also pertaining to PPC, is asking about ad extensions. So they're asking, what type of ad extension would I include, and how much is that going to cost me to specify my review? So an ad extension, like Bonnie mentioned, it's additional details or additional wording included in your ad copy that's going to give further explanation into the purpose of your ad. So you can do that at any budget, but one effective way to include ad extensions are, like we said, to include the stars here next to your name, as well as a clear description about your services. Keep it brief, keep it short, but also including that in your ad copy is going to be very important. So another question that I was asked, and I think this is from this person that asked the first question, is how would you know how long $300 would last? So the way that we would find out how long $300 would last in your market is by determining the average cost per click for the terms that we are looking to invest in for you. So for example, like Bonnie mentioned, we want to focus on more obscure terms, phrases, or symptoms. So we can actually go into our Google AdWords keyword planner here and determine the average cost per click for certain categories or certain ad campaigns as well as AdWord groups. We go into keyword ideas here. It gives more specific information within those groups to specific keywords. So for example, the word optometrist, the competition for that is low. There's an average of about 1,000 monthly searches in this area for that word, and the suggested bid is about $2.60 per click. In contrast, the word eye doctor, the competition is medium, and the suggested bid is $7.64 per click. So we would just do basic math. We would divide 300 by those numbers to find out what the potential or how long that would potentially last for you. And like I mentioned, I'd like to sit down with you and apply the formula to your practice specifically so that we could find out how much you should be clicking and how long that would last. The follow-up to this question was, and how much would you be paying per click on average? I think that the example we just showed should answer that for you. It's dependent upon your area. It's dependent upon the specialties that you'd like to highlight. The words and terms that you'd like to invest in as well have a large impact on the cost per click as well as the length or longevity of your budget. Now, we do have more time, so any other questions, feel free to ask them. All right, so you just got a really good one. Sorry it took a moment to kind of read it. So this person is asking about PPC ads, and he said that he's been investing for a long time in PPC through what looks like, I believe this is his local phone book company or a local company, and he's asking how that would be different from Google AdWords. And I'm going to let Bonnie explain this one for us.
So the difference between going through Google AdWords and then going through ads through your local phone book company is a lot of times with these local phone book companies, when you're typing in key terms like optometrist and eye doctor and the ad pops up, it actually, when they click on that, it doesn't bring them to a specialized landing page or ad that's dedicated to your practice. It actually brings them to a directory listing. And from there, they have to go and seek you out. That's the difference between going for ads through a local phone book company and then going for Google AdWords. Google AdWords is dedicated to your practice. Like I said, it's meant to drive in patients to your exact practice. It's not going to be listing any competitors. And along with that, it brings you to specialized landing pages that are meant to convert patients, particularly for your practice.
So I'm showing here, I don't know if anyone noticed what we just did, but if you go back, this is the search engine results page for the word optometrist in our area. So Google Ad actually shows the top, and this is the placement that this doctor has been paying for in regards to investing directly through Google Ads. Now, the yellow pages directory is not showing up organically, meaning it's not showing up in this organic section here, but it is showing up at the bottom of the page at the bottom ads. If we do go into that Yellow Pages directory here, that is where your advertisement with that company or with a phone book company would show. So you're not going directly to your ad from the search engine results page. You're actually having to choose to go into the Yellow Pages directory listings, and that's where you'll see your ad. And not just that, but the ads for these are listed here as well as over here. So if you think about the likelihood of a patient who is quick, ready to act, and who's looking to make an appointment, the likelihood that they would click the Yellow Pages search directory over choosing a result that might say something like, oh, you know, here's the doctor. We go back to this search here, and add like this. It's actually pretty low that they would end up in this directory, which is even lower that they would choose your ad from all of the ads that are showcased here. Another thing to add to that, a lot of times with directory listings or with other companies, what we found they'll do is they have what we call the spaghetti method. So they'll invest in a lot of terms or phrases, just hoping that something would stick. So it's kind of like taking a handful of spaghetti, throwing it at the wall, seeing what sticks, seeing what's finished or what's cooked. They're going to take a ton of keywords, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of keywords, misspellings, and so forth. Invest all of your budget into those keywords, hoping that you'll get a few clicks, and therefore you'll see a return on investment just by the clicks that you are seeing there. So do we have any follow-up questions from that? Or are there any other questions? Do not be afraid to ask any questions in this. Have fun. So this is a follow-up question to the answer we just gave. It says, so the goal would be to use the best and smallest number of keywords. And actually, in a roundabout way, that's correct. You don't need to invest in hundreds of keywords to see an improvement or to see a return on investment. You want to choose the keywords or the phrases that are going to bring the highest return for your business. So when I do sit down with you guys and do this formula or the calculation, one question I'll ask you is, what is the highest, what's the greatest profit center or highest profit center for your practice? Or what is the highest cost or highest revenue margin for a product that you carry? So, your highest frame cost, etc. And what you'd want to do if you are investing in Google AdWords, one of the smartest things you can do is actually invest in terms, phrases, symptoms that will point users to that result. So for example, if you tell me that Tom Ford frames in your practice are the highest frame cost and that a astigmatism patient that comes to your practice is going to be the greatest profit center, we would invest in terms and phrases that will lead to that condition or symptoms that lead to that condition, as well as investing in those brand names or styles that Tom Ford or the frame company that you work with would carry.
And that goes back to, once again, doing keyword research and getting really the best campaign in front of you. Because a lot of times, like for instance, Yellow Pages and things like that, they're not specific to the industry. Not only do they work with eye doctors, but they work with the plumber, the painter, the salon down the street, whatever the business may be. So having someone who you work with that understands the industry, knows the ins and outs, and really can do a keyword research to really get you in front of that ideal patient really helps take that budget a long way.
Are there any other questions at this point? So if there are no other questions, we'll go ahead and wrap things up for you. As always, if anything we covered today seems overwhelming, do not hesitate to contact us at iMatrix. We are fastest growing online marketing agency in the industry. We offer expert social media services and other brand-specific internet marketing solutions, including mobile-friendly web designers or web designs and professionally managed pay-per-click advertising campaigns. Plus, if you give us a call now, you'll receive your free website evaluation and an exclusive attendee offer. Our number is 877-739-5442. You can also visit us at imatrix.com. Once again, call now and you'll receive a free website evaluation as well as an exclusive attendee offer. Thank you all for attending.
Have a good day.